Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Pathfinders featuring a stock market pioneer. We made our way to Pune to meet Kiran Jadhav and Associates to understand the intricacies of a firm that's changing the face and the future of stock market investing. Under the leadership of its chairman and managing director Kiran Jadhav, stock market training and consultancy firm Kiran Jadhav and Associates has raised the bar with respect to stock market investing. The firm imparts modern-day and modified theories of technical analysis to aspiring and established investors across the country. We spoke to the firm's mentor Kiran Jadhav to explore his approach to guiding clients to cultivate investment strategies that generate superior returns. So 25 years in the stock market, you've witnessed some of the most extreme boom and bust cycles. What is the key to navigating the volatility and ultimately coming out as a seasoned investor?
Well, to navigate the stock markets, it all boils down to technical charts. So technical analysis leads to picking up the right stock at the right bottom to exit at practically at the top of the markets. So technically, in technical terms, we call it the trend reversal price patterns. So experience has always said that when we enter into a trend reversal price pattern at the bottom, namely the inverted head and shoulders, the double bottom ones, the rounding bottom, which I have modified, which gives us humongous kind of rallies. Just to give you an example, the trend reversal price patterns were seen on the Nifty or the Sensex in the year 2008 fag end at around the 8,800 mark, after which the Sensex rallied to over 20,000. Before that, in January 2008, we saw a head and shoulder pattern formation. The Sensex that time was at around the 19,000 mark. I had given a price target for the Sensex in the 4-digit figure. Sure. People did not believe that time, but what really happened was the market that cracked led to people believing in technical analysis. So this experience of the past bull markets and bear markets has led to a firm foundation for this company, which basically tells us that learning technical analysis is very important.
Well, sir, being a seasoned investor oneself is, of course, worlds apart from imparting stock market training to others. So what inspired you to launch Kiran Jadhav and Associates?
During my school days, my parents, my teachers have inculcated certain values. One of those values was knowledge has to be parted. If you don't part knowledge, knowledge stagnates. And when you do that, you tend to follow what you preach. So in tandem, what really happens is it brings in discipline how you invest. At the same time, it gives pleasure when we see smiles on our investors who have followed this advice and made a lot of money for themselves.
Well, sir, what sort of products and services are on offer at Kiran Jadhav and Associates, and how do they offer the investor an advantage over the existing extensive range of tools already available in the market?
Well, the most important point to be noted is people always feel that when it comes to technical analysis, it's always short term. Yes, it is short term, I'm not denying that, but technical analysis can give you long term targets as well, and that is exactly what modification in this theory has done. So there are instances where we have purchased a stock and have rode the rally to a percentage of 600, 700 as well. So technical analysis really makes a huge difference. At the same time, the products that we cater to are to all kinds of people in the market as per their needs. So there are certain investors who want trading calls itself. So when I mean trading calls, they are particularly intraday trading calls, which would pertain to the futures and options. So in futures, we have a product which will cater to intraday trading. For options, we have a product which will deliver a less risk and a higher kind of return product. At the same time, for investors, we have a range of products which ensures that he gets the positional view as well as the long-term view. So in all, we have products which will cater to all kinds of investors.
And our understanding is that Kiran Jadhav and Associates is in part structured as a stock market training practice, but it's also a consultancy service. So give us an overview of how the business model is structured and how it's evolved over time.
After the training programs, it is very important for them to actually act. And in this act, what really happens is we need the consultancy products. After a 2-day training session that one attends, we give our investors lifetime unconditional support, which means he can connect to us 24/7 to have his queries solved. These consultancy products not only ask them to enter into a particular trade, but then we guide them till the point of exit, and that is the exact handholding that is required. With this practice in force, what really happened is we grew organically. So with a batch size of a handful of people way back in the year 2000, we have expanded geographically. And the cities that we are in right now is Delhi, Ahmedabad, Nagpur, Mumbai and Pune, of course, and then Bangalore as well. Today we train over 300 participants every month.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but the training that you impart here at Kiran Jadhav and Associates seems to be in the form of weekend workshops. But how in a classroom setting do you cater to the individual needs, wants, constraints and dreams of the multiple prospective investors?
When a participant enrolls, we really understand what their goals are. If their goals are retirement planning, then we have a financial plan in place and we guide them through. When it comes to the stock market, if an investor wants a short-term trade as well as a long-term trade and he wants to invest direct equity, then we will have him attend the 2 days workshop, technical analysis workshop. Here we drive them through a particular pattern where they understand the trends of the market, and when they understand the trend of the market, the path that we want them to walk on, then what really happens is there is an increase in conviction, and this conviction leads them to earn more money in the stock markets. The underlying reason why they attend is to make money from the stock market, of course. So having said this, what is important is the kind of structure that we have. So no matter what your objective is, it is the objective of the chart that you need to follow. That is the principle that technical analysis is all about. So to put it in different words, I would say that I would want the markets to go up, but if the markets have to go down, the chart tells us that the market is going to go down. You have to act according to the chart, not according to your wish. So we as technical analysts train our investors to adapt to the current situations, and that is exactly what the need of the time is.
It's time for a short break, but on the other side, our special episode of Pathfinders featuring Kiran Jadhav and Associates continues. Stay with us. Welcome back to a special episode of Pathfinders featuring Kiran Jadhav and Associates, and hear more highlights of our conversation with the man at the helm of the stock market consultancy, Kiran Jadhav himself. So the firm is also widely credited with bringing several first-time investors into the fold. And the first-time investor is typically lost in a whole sea of stock market terminology. How do you then demystify investing for them?
We have kept aside all the big jargons of this stock market world, and we have ensured that the trainer talks in lucid language, plain language, so that people really understand all the small intricacies that really demand. We have follow-up sessions if at all a person does not understand, and those are absolutely free of cost. So once a training is attended, it is attended for life.
So the trainer is the one who seems to be really at the heartbeat of this whole operation. So what is your approach to attaining and retaining talent in this highly competitive market?
I have a different principle altogether. Right from my office assistant, right up to myself, we have a low salary and a high incentive kind of structure. So this tells my employees that they are not my employees but my partners. So that changes the kind of working environment that we are in. The trust, the transparency in our organization is very high. So across India, wherever we have our branches, this is the same practice that is being followed. We started with 2 employees and now we are over 100 today. And there are a very few instances where we have seen an employee leave us. We have just added on, and this is something that we want to continue.
Now, sir, stock market dynamics are changing rapidly, which leads me to the question, what's in the cards in terms of the future of Kiran Jadhav and Associates? Any expansion plans that you can tell us about?
So the demand comes from word of mouth, and that is something that has made our business much more easier. The client satisfaction leads to him telling his friends and relatives about the course content, the kind of after sales service, at the same time the performance of our consultancy products. And right now we have people coming to attend these sessions from the south and the eastern parts of the country. As more and more demand picks up, we would want to spread our wings in Hyderabad, Chennai, Calcutta, at the same time in Lucknow. So when we have this, we will have a pan-India presence in the years to come. For this, we need trainers, and that is the real challenge.
So, sir, in your role in demystifying stock market investing, essentially, where do you derive the most personal satisfaction from?
Happiness comes when investors make money. The kind of analysis structure that we have ensures that people will be stopped out with small stop losses, and when they ride, they are going to make enormous profits. So the risk to reward ratio that we talk about in our workshops is very important. So that leads to a good amount of money made by the participants. And when participants give us feedback and they give us referrals, this gives us immense pleasure. And that's the reason we have our company tagline as Padkar, Samajhkar, Niveshkar. Because if you are not educated, you will not have conviction, and then you will not invest. And today, in today's market, the only asset class which really beats inflation is equities. Having said this, it is very important that you have the right knowledge. As I had mentioned earlier, my teachers, my parents have always inculcated that we need to spread knowledge. And that's the philosophy that we follow at Kiran Jadhav and Associates. That is Padkar, Samajhkar, Niveshkar. Because when you learn, you have conviction. When you have conviction, you end up creating wealth.
Padkar, Samajhkar, Niveshkar, Kiran Jadhav and Associates.
And now we bring you a 360-degree perspective on the Kiran Jadhav and Associates experience. You'll hear from everyone, from management to master trainers, and from sales executives to support staff. Have a look.
We at Kiran Jadhav and Associates believe that if a person wants to make a lot of money from the stock markets, there are 4 requirements: right knowledge, right infrastructure, money management, and the most important is discipline. In our training program, we impart all these 4 points in our participants.
Most important differentiator is the theories of technical analysis which are taught through these programs are altered theories which are altered by Mr. Kiran Jadhav for Kiran Jadhav and Associates to suit the Indian market.
Till the time a participant is fully trained, he understands the market behavior completely, we give lifetime support for free.
No other company provides this kind of service.
Kiran Jadhav and Associates is just not a training or advisory consultancy, but we provide our clients customized services so that they can enjoy debt-free life.
Financial illiteracy will lead to a lower corpus at the time of retirement if an investor parks his hardened savings in wrong asset class.
It gives me immense pleasure when we hear from our client that they got tremendous returns in stock market from our recommendations.
I have been a member of Kiran Jadhav and Associates since last 9 years.
Simply because I am mesmerized with company's integrity towards employees.
We have set some high standards in this organization against which we weigh in our actions and decisions as well.
Best part of the Kiran Jadhav and Associate is teamwork, whether each individual work as a team.
I feel myself privileged to be a part of such an organization which is based on customer satisfaction and employee empowerment.
I can proudly say, being a part of such a reputed stock market consultancy firm, Kiran Jadhav and Associates gives me wings of confidence.
We also spoke to the biggest brand ambassadors behind Kiran Jadhav and Associates, the clients themselves. Many of them first-time investors in the stock market, and yet others experienced investors who have now embraced Kiran Jadhav and Associates' groundbreaking curriculum and altered their personal approach to stock market investing entirely.
The way I had been investing in the past, it was only on the hunches and the tips, and the little bit money which I made was only out of the luck.
आज तक जितना भी मैंने स्टॉक खरीदा, ईमानदारी से मैंने सिर्फ टिप्स, रूमर्स, किसी ने बोला, एजेंट से लेके कोई भी परिवार से लेके दोस्तों तक उन सबको मैंने बोला और उनके आधार पे मैंने वो स्टॉक्स खरीदे.
I've been investing for the last almost 5 years, but mostly on fundamentals what I knew of, a little bit.
My earlier experience with stocks was basically I would depend on the broker to take his steps and give his suggestions and advice about what to invest and what to do and what not to do.
I am from the corporate world, so I don't get time during the daily working days to look into the stock market.
I have been trading for a lot of time, mainly into fundamentals, but I thought having a deep insight over technical would be a great idea.
I thought of attending some training to understand how it works and where to put money, how to analyze the market, how to analyze the stock.
So I've joined this workshop, which in my opinion was a tremendously great experience. I got to know about things about the stock market that I never knew before.
Initially when we were trading, we never knew when to exit or when to enter the market. We used to have all these technical terms, RR ratio and this, that and the other, which we never really comprehended.
Here this training has been very energizing, enlightening and eye-opener.
So now I guess the last 2 days have been very informative, and it's been quite a logical and a very interesting analysis of how the stock market actually works, the technical way.
Regarding the trainer, he has made the workshop so simple and easy to understand. Even a basic learner like me would understand the workshop.
Jignesh sir has really impressed upon by his very effective way of communication, wonderful examples, and the way he associated the subject with his real life. That has really made a very, very positive impact on me.
I highly recommend to anybody who's lost or who's not getting the profits that they expect from the stock market.
I came to know the variety of ways which can be implemented to make money from the stock market.
So one of the key takeaways I would say is, like sir told, that the best thing is to follow the weekly charts. So end of the week you spend maybe an hour or so, and that is more than good enough for you to track your portfolio.
After coming to the workshop, all my concepts are very clear. That how rule-based investments have to be made, and you should not go as per other feedbacks but according to the rules and perfect analysis of the stocks.
Going forward, I would really look at my current portfolio in a very critical manner in the light of the technical analysis, and probably the way forward would be to look at the moving average to decide when to exit, when to not.
Stop loss क्या होता है, टारगेट क्या होता है, ये मैंने कभी एक्सपीरियंस मुझे कभी मालूम नहीं. अब मैं कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ कि मैं ये सब सीख चुका हूँ. It was really a great journey these 2 days. I learned a lot, and I'm going to apply all these techniques which I have learned.
I looked at the stock market from a very different perspective, but this has opened my range of what can be achieved in the stock market and what you can achieve as results from a stock market.
So I can now focus better on my office work rather than be worried about what's happening behind in the stock markets. that gives me a lot of relief and confidence in investing.
अब मैं कंपल्सरीली 4 टूल्स को फॉलो करूंगा, दैट इज राइट नॉलेज, right infrastructure, right money management, and right discipline.
Tomorrow it's Monday and I've never been so excited to make some money.
Kiran Jadhav and Associates, with its transformative approach to stock market training, has become a tried and trusted partner, steering its investors from well past achieving financial security and well towards the path of wealth creation. With a pan-India presence, affinity for analysis, and its loyal and long-standing client base, Kiran Jadhav and Associates is remarkably redefining the scope of what constitutes stock market success. Well, that brings our special episode of Pathfinders featuring Kiran Jadhav and Associates to a close. I'm Pooja Jain, signing off from the headquarters in Pune. We'll see you next time.